All right. This is episode Trey of The Recipe.
I like that. Say episode what?
Trey. And every podcast I got to give you our disclaimer. Welcome to The Recipe. Warning, this podcast might control urge to save money, solve world problems, debate politics, binge watch your latest shows. Side effects include excessive laughter, spontaneous enlightenment, and occasional eye rolling at our terrible puns because we're old. Listeners' discretion is advised, especially if you take us too seriously. Be advised that we're just the chefs mixing up the toppings. You desire to taste sweet, salty, sour, or plain. That's all upon you. The Recipe, episode Tracy. So,
I may cut that one. I may cut that. Because I don't know I'm going to drop it at. Let me ask you this. Because I know your heart is into building the city, building communities up.
Yeah.
Because I know that's really something that you really deeply care about. This is where me and Joe differ at. I'm burning it all down. That's the only way people learn. But because I know you were speaking last week on the things that's happening in the community, like far as like deaths, because I know you're tied more to the streets on that capacity.
The crazy part about me is that I got locked up under the bill SB 441, and I got locked up as a juvenile. So I have an endowment. I care a lot about our young community and what's going on. This week past, we had a shooting at the Quick Trip. It was basically almost world news. And it was a guy out there. I don't want to throw any names. If you want to look it up, you can. It happened at the Quick Trip in Athens, Georgia. Guy out there with an assault rifle. They say he was just walking around with a rifle. And police get called out. Some shooting happened. He actually started shooting back at the cops and they killed him. So our topic for today is how can we help the youth? How can we? You can't make the youth see what we see. I can't make you see what 10 years in prison did to me. I can only start telling you the stories, which is what I'm about to start doing now. One reason why we started this podcast is because it's not just about the community, it's because it makes money. And it's it's millions of podcasts, and the projection for the next couple of years, if you have 50 million podcasts, there's going to be 150 million podcasts in the next 3 years, because of the simple fact, for some reason, we don't trust the news anymore. We don't trust the propaganda that's been placed up. We don't know that news is propaganda.
I'm a sidebar. We're going to sidebar right there. You know, that's because you can put anything on the internet. Effects, graphics, and you get the right people who can put all that stuff together. You can put out whatever you want to put out.
Exactly.
Right? So I get why people are hesitant to read news or watch news or to even read local blogs or whatever the case may be, because now there is no longer a filter, because everybody can say whatever they want and alter, and you can capture someone's logo and throw it on your site, and as long as you code it well to where it's not picked up or where it takes long to pick it up, people will continue to read that. So you can spoof site, you can spoof this, you can spoof that.
Everybody you're getting fake information. One thing you can't give Donald Trump for telling the truth of, it's a lot of fake news out there. So to enable and help the kids, because I don't want to see. I feel like the new generation feels like, if I go kill someone or if I walk around with an AK and it doesn't hurt anybody. I'm pretty sure I felt when I was young that whatever I was doing, robbing people and being bad and stealing and
I'm not really doing
drugs
that.
And selling drugs, like it didn't hurt anybody.
I ain't hurting nobody.
But at the same time, my dad had a drug problem. When I grew up, I had to go to NA and AA classes. I don't believe a lot of y'all youth had to go through that process. I've seen crack houses. I've been in crack houses where my auntie, I walked into one of my friends' side part of his house one day, and my auntie was in there giving everybody fellatio, and I went off. So it's like, I believe it's done came to a point that I know right now, if I went out there and try to talk to the kids directly, they're gonna be like, oh, broke, old, what you gonna do for us? How you gonna feed my family, blah, blah, blah. So what the organization I'm trying to start is called BAGS, Brothers Above Gang Society.org. And because I might not be able to do a lot for you, but I believe between me and this guy right here, and he want to blow the world up, but me and him, we can show you a way to get money. My son, he's been an entrepreneur since I know. He cuts hair. He's a photographer. He makes more money than a lot of people make. My son, who sells houses, basically, they said on the phone to my wife, like, because we were doing some stuff collectively as a unit, actually thinking about moving, getting a house together or something like that, and looking into land ownership wheels and different trusts and stuff that we're trying to do with our family culture. And he was like, man, you know, Dalon, you know, he made more money than I did last month. He sold 4 houses. You know what I'm saying? That's just from cutting hair and doing photography. So at the same time, I know the only thing that I can bring to the youth right now is, okay, you might not be overwhelmed by my story. You might not be overwhelmed by a lot of things. But not only do we have the recipe, I can cook too. So I can give you the bag, right? So my goal for the next couple of years is to be able to set up a situation where if you're out there in the streets and you're doing bad stuff or you get in trouble, or even people who are already connected in the system, like on probation, and I'm trying to stop you before you go to actual prison, you go to chain gang, let me give you a bag, right? Let me give you a bag of my tools. Let me give you a bag of my tricks that it don't mean that it kept me out of bad situations the whole time, but it minimized those. I've been out of prison for 17 years plus. Haven't been back. Almost did. It don't mean that it
tell the whole truth now.
Happened.
Tell the whole truth now.
I'm not saying you can't slip and fail. That's why I'm here to try to be able to be that conduit to show you a different way. It don't mean that, you know, I know all y'all want to be gang members and stuff. I know all y'all want to feel loved by people, your friends, your peers.
You answering your own question. I just want you to know that.
But at the same time, you got to understand, none of this stuff lasts for long.
Nope.
You can't be in the streets forever. It's kind of like when we talked in the other podcast about the life of hip hop and
just growing up.
The expiration point of when do you stop? When do you grow up?
Or when do you evolve?
When do you evolve into something different? When does it hit you like, hey, I can't sell weed no more? When does it hit you that like, hey, yeah, I'm a chef downtown and no one's getting good cocaine, but I can get you good cocaine. When does it hit you? I was almost 40 and it still hadn't really hit me. You know what I'm saying?
And that's key.
I just want to make you understand, because guess what? You know, everybody want to make a little extra money. Everybody want a little side hustle.
Nothing wrong with that.
It ain't nothing wrong with that. But what when it gets wrong is when you're doing something wrong to make a financial gain, right? And since then, I've changed my life. I have. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I tell someone that might be going through that time, even if you might not be a kid.
Yeah.
I could call it, maybe it wasn't midlife crisis. It could have been like you the one thing I want to say, people can place a blame on anything. You can place a blame and say it was because of this. It was that. It was because at the time that's what I want to do.
Correct.
Like responsibility comes with being like, I did it what I wanted to do at the time. It made me some money. I felt cool doing it. I was a chef. I was messing up.
Yep.
My life wasn't going the way I wanted to. I had friends dying off fentanyl. It was a lot of things that made what I was doing feel right in my perspective. That does not mean my perspective was right.
You were able to justify your behavior. You had to justify it, no matter whether wrong or right. You were able to justify it, and it made sense to you.
Most time, your home starts with community. What you're around, what's going on in your community, looking at, what you see, what goes into your eyes, the music you're listening to. So I understand. When I grew up, I was into Tupac. It was like, and it was the same subject matter almost, except for we were like, fuck the police.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now it's like, kill the opposite gang member, kill your opposition. But we're still going down that same road where it's like, I would never want to see something happen to Eugene. And if something was to happen to Eugene, I'm gonna let you know on this camera right now. And I don't believe it will be nothing more than a car wreck. It would be something regular that was supposed to happen. But if something irregular tried to happen to Eugene, I just want to let you know, just like in the other series, he was telling me he had my back when I can't rap. I'm going to have his back, being the person that I am interiorly. I'm sorry. I apologize right now. And I know that's not going to happen because I know he has a daughter. I know he has kids. I know he has a wife. I respect him. I love him. I care for him like a brother. I've known him my whole life just about. So you got to understand, if you do something to Eugene, something, so I understand. I just want to make sure.
Don't put me in the red.
No, I just want to make sure you understand. I understand where your drill music comes from.
Yeah, correct.
But at the same time, you have to understand when you're putting these thought processes in your head. My dad used to tell me, what you listen to comes out, and I was listening to Tupac. Literally, mostly Tupac, RBL, Posse, South Central Cartel. They were talking about killing and gangs and stuff like that.
But to that point, we had enough people around us. We had enough diverse people around us
that can help you not go all the way.
Correct.
Like go out, just what they call crash out now.
Crash out, yeah.
I feel like a lot of y'all kids now feel like, man, it ain't nothing worth nothing, so I might as well crash out.
Yeah.
Look here, bro. Let me tell you directly for me. I ain't been to prison in 17 years.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of friends still in prison for life, and it ain't got better. Right. And I'm gonna save some stories just for podcasts and some TikToks and some Instagrams. That's why I just drop a little story about a guy running off your room trying to rape you. I've seen these things. Now they have bigger shanks. They have they don't have that many guards to save you in these type of situations. At that time, they didn't either. So it's a different way of movement in chain gangs and prisons right now. But I'm telling you, you don't want to be there, bro.
Let me ask you this. Is there a format to the chain gang life? Like, because out here, people pretty much say you can do whatever you want. I can go wherever I want. I can do whatever.
Prison is like Las Vegas.
Yeah.
When I first got introduced to prison in 1998, they let me know personally that. Have you ever heard the saying about Las Vegas, y'all? Whatever stays in Vegas.
Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah.
Well, just so happened, internet, a lot of different things that came out. So if you messing with boys in prison now, someone on the street's gonna know. If you was a sucker in prison, someone on the street gonna know immediately. They got videos of you doing drugs in prison. They got videos of people doing all type of. I got seen people with regular free wear clothes and chains and stuff on. So y'all are trying to glorify something that I'm telling you. When we started busting slack when I was young, my uncle had just came from prison. He was like, you know where that style came from, right? He said, you know what that means, right? That means that you want someone to do something bad to you. And I'm like, what? That's what that means? I didn't know that that means that when I'm busting slack.
So just added to the culture.
But now, from y'all have enhanced the level of showing your butt. It's like now you got the skinny jeans and you busting slack with your 30 round clip or your 50 round clip and your guns. And guess what? If that's how you want to move, I understand it. I can't do nothing but understand it because that's how you want to move. And I ain't finna run up on you talking about stop. But I want y'all to understand that you're hurting. We think we don't hurt nobody when you're a gangster. We think we don't hurt nobody when someone got to come to court with you. We think we don't hurt nobody when the police call your mama at night like, oh, we just locked him up because he was doing this, that, or the other, and then she got to go to church or go around her friends or family members and they hear about what she done did and ask everybody to pray for him because he going through something, and you actually grew up in a good household. Like, I'm not saying that my household was bad, but compared to a lot of our other friends, we were a couple of guys that actually had a mom and dad. It don't mean that our household was perfect.
It don't mean perfect.
But because a lot of people judge us just being in Spring Valley because a lot of those households over there, they had moms and dads. But what y'all must understand as kids, we grew up in the era when we seen our household get depleted by the crack epidemic. All right? We seen people who used to work and do their thing, and then next thing you know, my dad not there the whole weekend. And then it hurts you. Like my mom, she got murdered. You know, in Athens, like behind East Athens Gym. A lot of people don't know a lot of these stories about me and why I crashed out or why sometimes I have post-traumatic stress syndrome. I don't blame nothing on that. I can be like, you know, I got anxiety and I got PTSD and I got all this. I can't blame nothing that I do on none of those aspects. When I went to court last time, I didn't tell them, oh, I'm got a mental case, that's why I did this. I told them, this what I did, this what I didn't do. All right?
I didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
I did this,
but I did this. You see what I'm saying? And that's just being me as a man and being almost being 40 years old at the time and being responsible. Just so happened by the grace of Allah and grace of God that these people who already knew me as being a chef in Athens or being a person who talked in front of people and being a person who tried to keep people out of trouble. No, I seen kids that I've talked to when I was in the county jail, and I'm mad at them because you want to know why I was mad at them? When I was telling them not to do nothing wrong, I said, I might get in trouble, but you don't need to. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference when you care so much about up and coming generation that it's the old saying is do as I say, not as I do. And that's wrong because in full honesty, I'm wrong. Just so you know, we're in one of the best Hispanic restaurants in Athens, Georgia.
So there was enough. Oh, I'm gonna put this one. Oh, hold y'all.
Yeah. So y'all get all this good stuff.
There's enough. There was enough diversity around the neighborhoods for someone to say, "Hey, man, the trappers will know this is what they're gonna do, right? This is how we grind it." And then they'll be able to tell, like, nah,
you don't need to do that.
You ain't got the heart for this like that. Go, you just go to school, man. This ain't what you think it is.
The bad part, they kind of knew I was smart, but they knew all about it.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. See, because you being real nice and trying to be humble with yours right now. Let me tell you something. When I met you, you was a wild card, off back, right? You've always been intelligent, right? But you've always possessed that wild card, and it's like you will show me. Like, you will show me. Don't tell me about you. Like, I'm a show and prove.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, once you got it in your head, you will own it.
But as people growing up between me, you, and Zach, I just want to let you. I ain't never want y'all to get in trouble with me.
Yeah. See, and that's the next point. All the stuff I did was more underlayer stuff. So stuff just came up missing. I feel like that. Stuff came up missing. But I never included, and this goes back to what I'm saying. I never included, like when I graduated, got my own place, and I had stuff going on at the apartment, right? And my sister and brother come over, I never pulled them into what I was into, and none of y'all knew what I was into. Right, y'all knew about the party life. Y'all knew about the service. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like, far as the stuff that was moving under layer of that, you know about the equipment that's being moved. You know about going the trips and take. Like, y'all didn't know about that stuff, but that's for a perfect good reason. So if I get caught, it's on me. If it goes down, it's on me.
I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. I get out of prison, right? It's in 2007. this how much you know when you really got good friends. So at the time, everybody was doing Lortabs and Valiums. And Ecstasy was like the crazy thing.
But they crazy, yeah, man. Yeah.
So I'm with one of my friends. I ain't gonna say his own name. And you know, he do Ecstasy. And I'm like, he's sitting in the car like this here with air conditioner blowing, doing like this. So I'm like, what the hell make you feel like that? What it is?
Yeah.
Say like, nah, bro, I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking about, he would not.
Yep.
He would not.
Correct.
I'm talking about, I'm 24 years old.
Yep.
He was like, nah, bro. He say, you gotta understand, I love you. You my friend.
Yep.
Just because this is what I do,
don't mean you.
I'm not gonna
let you
push
do
you.
it.
I'm not gonna look. If you go get your own,
that's on
and
you.
You know that's on you.
That's on you. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know if you ain't ready for this, what this might, and you crazy.
Right.
So I don't know what they're gonna do to you compared to me. I'm just gonna go get some girls and
chill out.
And chill out.
It may take you.
You might go.
Your feeling may go hold.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I feel like we need, as a younger group, you need to care more about your friends.
Correct.
And the gang members,
correct,
or your members, or people that you care about around you, to not want to see them go down the road for 100 years.
Correct. And see, that's what I was leading into. The fact that we had enough balance around us, be like, nah, you don't need to do this. Nah, you need to do that. Like we had enough. We had
the Shelton Almonds. We had the Callaways.
Yeah, we had enough.
Even I'm an Athens RYDC alumni, and you got, my dad used to be a turnkey back in the day. So the first time I ever went to RYDC, it was a dude named Shaw. We call him Shaw Dog.
Yeah.
And he played basketball with us Bobby Leon. Shout out to Bobby Leon. Y'all free Bobby Leon. But the point is that these people were community figures, man. They were people who played basketball. We cared about our police officers, because our police officers really wouldn't try to mess us over like that, because they knew our mama. My probation officer wanted to go with my sister. Shout out Tracy Green for being my probation officer when I was a teenager.
That's how you know they in the system.
Oh yeah, I've been.
Shout out everybody. You know he giving the list of names.
Shout out to Bailey. Shout out to Mr. Butler from at RYC. Shout out to all the people who tried to make sure that I did not go do no time.
Correct.
And try to stop me from going down the road I was going.
Right.
So
that's
now it makes me want to pick up that role and keep it going, because I don't see those people no more. They're dying. Mr. Freeman that just died.
Gone.
He been a dad to so many people who ain't have no dad in Athens. So you got to understand, I know y'all need someone to talk to. I know y'all need someone to be like, hey, bro, I can show y'all to get some money. You don't got to do that. So I want to bring you the bag. I want to get you. I'm not saying if you in a game, hey, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I want to show you what this life can get you, and I can help you. It don't mean you got to get out your game. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You ain't got to go to jail.
Correct. But what we are saying is we gotta start.
We gotta do better.
We gotta start removing those individuals in your circle who you know don't have the heart for what you're doing.
Yeah.
We gotta remove the innocent bystanders who get hurt by what you're doing. Right.
When you know your partner lane, don't let your lane partner go commit an armed robbery knowing that he gonna tell on everybody.
Right.
Like I'm just saying, it's just common sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people around you just not built like that.
They just not built like they're not built like that. And I think now there's not enough. Hey man, you need to go home. You need to do this. We're all together.
Everybody get mad about that scene in what's it, Boys in the Hood or Men's Society? When
you guys got the car.
When you say get out the car.
But what Doughboy do? Because he knew he didn't have the heart for it.
He ain't say nothing. He ain't do nothing. And guess what?
But
that man got some. He got some that night because he went over his girlfriend house.
Check this part out though. Check this part out. But why did he get in the car? Because of his what?
Because of his friend got killed. Because that's what gets you into a game.
His emotions. His emotions
made him get in the car.
Got him in that car.
Originally, he was not that type of person. No matter what. His friend that got killed, Ricky, was just a football player. So the whole point about his emotions from his friend, knowing his friend was like that, he didn't want to be in no gang. His brother was a gang. They all grew up with all these people, but Ice Cube or Doughboy grew up with them. He knew what was in them, and he knew what was in him.
Correct. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about that.
Know
part right
what's
there.
inside. If you really a gang member, if you that's really your friend or your
Man.
gang, know what's inside that person and be like, hey, guess what? If you gonna be in this gang, you the person over social media.
Yeah, go over there. Go do that.
You
with
doing
them.
this.
Yeah, you do this. Go with them.
You good at that. You
Keep
doing
them out
this.
of keep them out of harm's
But
way.
it ain't no reason. If you know you can handle it, get what? I was 14, 15 years old. No one don't know what they can handle at 14,
Correct.
15 years old.
Correct.
But the crazy part, I really was that guy.
Correct.
I didn't know I was really a gangster inside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I went
But
to
you
prison,
knew. But so to that point,
but I knew I would go to that extent.
you knew you could make a decision.
Yeah.
And however,
However it come out, I don't care.
I'm standing-
I'm standing
I
on
made
business.
this decision,
As
I'm
they say,
standing.
and they say right now, I'm standing on business.
I'm standing on business, and that's what's not happening.
Care for your friends.
People are also making decisions, and they're not standing on the decision they made. Because now that because people don't consider, everybody always considers things working out. All right, but
It
what
don't
if?
work out.
But what if it go left on?
What if it go left?
What if it don't work out?
What if the
it
robbery
get
don't
caught?
go right?
Right.
What if killing that person? Like, but we didn't have cameras
Yeah.
like y'all got right now. We didn't have phones.
On a small scale, you get caught taking money from the register.
Yeah,
You got caught.
you got caught.
You got to stand on this.
You gotta stand on that. You
Not
gotta
the
be
fact that such and such taught me how to do this.
And that comes to the point of taking responsibility for
For your
action.
action, boy. We sound like old men now.
For real. It's crazy.
It's crazy,
You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure our parents, whoever might see this, or
Yeah.
people who don't help raise us, teachers and stuff, they can be like, oh, they were listening. Yeah, we were.
Because
right now, at the end of the day, that's what matters.
that's what's gonna
Can
come
you
down
be
to.
responsible for yourself? We were responsible. Like, if I came to your house to get you and go play, I had to make sure that I got him back to Miss Pauline, okay? That was my responsibility as
Correct.
coming to play with him.
Correct. Vice versa.
If you go get your friend to do anything, to chill, drink, chill with girls, kick it at her, you responsible for your friend
to get them back
home
destination
safely.
safely.
So
Be accountable. Be
Be
accountable.
accountable.
You can't. It's not. You put them. Never put someone you say you care about in a position to where they can get hurt or get harmed. If
Exactly.
you know what you went to behind closed doors.
Yep.
You know what you went to. You know what you went to behind closed door. But don't bring other people into
Your
a
mess.
space. Yeah, into your mess.